Good morning and welcome to the Great Journey podcast. I'm Caitlin Clary and I'm here with 8th degree black belt Sensei Marty Callahan. We are going to be discussing a sobering topic today, but since Sensei has such a lighthearted view on life, it's not going to be sobering the whole time through. He told me the other day, 100 years from now, I'll be dead and none of this will matter. Sensei, those are heavy words, but at the same time, you have such a healthy outlook on life and how to live your life to the fullest now. So can you explain to us what you mean by these words and how you can encourage us to live our life to the fullest as well?
Yep.
And accept the reality that life ends at some point?
Yep.
Yes.
And we were facing some kind of trial, weren't we? Or some kind of chaotic environment that was coming our way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when I said that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaos comes all the time.
Yes. So this was something I started to say to myself a few years ago, is that 100 years from now, I'm going to be dead and none of this would matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I would often, and previous to that statement, I came to the conclusion, I was thinking about people that lived right here in our county, Sonoma County, 500 years ago.
Yeah.
And where are those people now?
Right.
They were human beings just like us. They had the same kind of thoughts and feelings that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And so where's all that now?
Right.
Where all the things that they worry about, it's all gone.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen to all of us. So since we know that it's all going to go away, to me, we're better off if we don't fret too much about it.
Yes.
Now, I do believe that the present moment is always the one and only thing we have,
Mm-hmm.
and that we should be focused on that. And we want to do the best we can in that present moment, not just for ourselves, but for everybody else, the whole world.
Right.
And so that being the case, when we're just concern yourself with the present moment, do everything you possibly can,
Mm-hmm.
but then let everything else go.
Yeah.
And because in the long run, it's not going to matter.
You're right. Yeah, that's a really healthy outlook. And for someone, I naturally struggle with anxiety and I'm always concerned about the future and preparing for the future and raising a family during these very chaotic times.
Yeah.
There's all those thoughts that just run through your head as a parent or as just a human being in general. You know, we all have something to fear or to anticipate in a negative way.
Yeah.
So it is really healthy. You don't gain any time by worrying about the future, and the present is what is the most important.
Yeah.
And when you're living in the present as well, you also learn to really appreciate what's in front of you.
Yeah.
So in martial arts training and Shotokan Karate, so how does that help us learn how to navigate the present and not be so concerned about the future?
Yeah. Well, one way to explain it is to go back on what you just said there a minute ago about your children, about your concern for their future, etc.
Mm-hmm.
We've had more than 15,000 students.
That's a lot.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a number. And there's a bonding kind of thing that happens between a good teacher, which I consider myself to be a good teacher, a good teacher and their student.
Mm-hmm.
And in many ways, I feel that these students, it takes some time,
Yes.
but in time, these students become part of a family that is, I'm part of that family, they're part of that family.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that I'm the father figure, the head of it. That's not the point.
Right.
The point is just that it's
a community.
There's a bonding that's going on there.
Yeah.
And then when somebody leaves, like recently we had a student leave.
Yes.
And my first reaction is, oh no,
Right.
what's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
And why is this going on? And what's their future going to be like?
Right.
But then I realized is that this is what happens to all of us. We all just go out into the world and we take on the world in whatever way, and we're going to succeed or we're going to fail.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot that you can do about it.
Right.
And it's really the role of the parent to prepare the child the best they can in the time that they have available, and then you let them go.
Yeah.
And then bye, goodbye.
Have fun
Once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very, very true. So this makes me think of what you've talked about recently, which is self-mastery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, self-mastery is the, I guess to define the concept, it would be your ability to master your mind, your body, and your emotions or your spirit. And
because you don't have control over anyone else.
Somebody else will control you.
Right. Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
We say that frequently.
No, yes.
Right. Yeah, that means you go to jail is what happens. That's how people other people control you, or you get into some kind of a relationship where people are just attempting to control
manipulative and all of those things. Yes.
Yeah. But self-mastery to me is your ability to master your own emotions and master your body so you can get your body to do the things you want it to do to the best of its ability, and master your mind so your mind can stay empty when it needs to be empty and focused on the things that have to be done, and that you can keep that laser-like focus on it.
Right.
So a couple of things that we were talking about recently is using different things like using your body or using balance to control your emotions. That's the lessons that we were giving in class this past week. And in giving those lessons, what I've been the first thing, we're talking about talking to kids, is you have to make sure that they understand what an emotion is. So we ask them, what's an emotion? Anger, frustration, annoyance, happiness, sadness. And I then use anger as an example and ask them, so have you felt angry before? Yeah, everybody's felt angry before. Do you feel angry now? No, don't feel angry now. Okay, well, so what that means is that this emotion doesn't last forever, it goes away. So the real thing that we're concerned about is that period of time during which you're feeling that emotion. So if you're feeling angry, and anger can go on for whatever period of time it goes on for, it's being able to control yourself during that period of time until the anger goes away. Because what you don't want to do is make decisions about something or do something in that period of time that you're going to regret later on.
Absolutely. I've told the kids too, it's okay to be angry. We have a right to be angry. There's justice, just anger and all of those things, but it's totally what you do with that anger or don't do that shapes who you are as a person.
Exactly. And that to me is what self-mastery is being able to have control of that. And then in terms of your mind to so mentally, we do various different things with our mind. But from a martial arts point of view, the most important thing is to be able to empty the mind. And empty the mind really means stop the mind from thinking. Not forever, but just for a period of time while you're investigating a particular situation, so you can determine what's the best thing to do. So you hear a loud sound, first thing you want to do is stop yourself from thinking and just pay attention to what that sound is, make a decision about what to do, and then do it. Sometimes
I think that's easier for men to do than women. Men can compartmentalize really well, and I will have 5,000 thoughts running through my head on a daily basis. I don't want to see what's going on in there and be a spectator on the wall. But this is really good stuff to think about. And it's not just for our kids, but for ourselves as well. So self-mastery, let's work on that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we will see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us on the Great Journey podcast.